Have you ever wondered why your baby keeps waking at 4 or 5 a.m. no matter what you do? Hi, I'm Katie, your go-to infant sleep coach for mindful parenting and secure attachment. And the other day, I had a mummy ask me this very question. She says, my 5-month-old has been waking between 4 and 5 a.m. every morning for about a month now. He mostly is having about 3 naps a day, occasionally 4. He goes to bed around 7 to 8 p.m. And even if bedtime ends up later, he still wakes early. Is this just a phase or should I be changing something? Firstly, can I just say this mum is doing an amazing job. Waking up between 4 and 5 a.m. each day and then dealing with a baby all day long, that's hard, but this situation is definitely something we can change. Now, I just want to preface this by saying this is just a very small snippet of the picture of this child's sleep. And to answer it properly, ideally, I'd want to know a lot more. What is his temperament like? Is he generally content and happy during the day? How much daytime sleep is he getting? How much sleep is he getting across the whole 24 hours? Are there any older siblings? Are there any family priorities or things that need to be worked around? Because all of these things matter. Babies don't exist in a vacuum. And let's assume this baby is happy, healthy and thriving. Mum hasn't indicated otherwise. But one thing I really want parents to hear is that 5 months is a huge season of change. Their bodies are changing, their brains are changing, communication is starting to happen, gross motor skills are starting to emerge, and sleep needs are changing too. Wow, it's quite hard to keep up, isn't it? And this is where I think a lot of parents are running into trouble because around this age, they start to get a lot of their information about baby sleep from sleep training websites, where parents are often told things like their baby should be sleeping for 12 hours every night and that every early waking situation is a problem that needs fixing. And I just don't think that that's a fair expectation for babies, and it leaves a lot of parents feeling as though they're failing or that somehow their baby is broken, and obviously neither of those things are true. And my goal is usually the opposite. I want to normalize this struggle because it is so common. And mostly I want to help parents understand what's biologically normal and to encourage curiosity, not control. So, back to this particular baby. Now, let's just assume that we've looked at all the obvious things like temperature drops in the early morning light disturbing them, or noisy birds outside the window. And assuming that feeding is going well and there's no health-related concerns, I would actually look at the numbers first. Now, on average, most babies will sleep somewhere between 9 and 11 hours overnight, according to statistics. So if this little one is going to sleep between 7 and 8 p.m. and is up between 4 and 5 a.m, then I'd actually be congratulating mum. This is a very respectable amount of nighttime sleep, particularly if this baby isn't waking up during that time. So the problem is not necessarily insufficient sleep. The problem, as I see it, is that the baby's body clock is simply not matching that of his parents. So rather than trying to chase a magical 12-hour night, I'd probably just recommend redistributing sleep and pushing the whole rhythm a little bit later, by 1 or 2 hours. And here's the really important bit. Now, parents often tell me, I've tried that already, Katie. I've tried later bedtime, it doesn't work. But on closer inquiry, I often find out they've tried for maybe 1 or 2 nights and they were still struck with the early morning start. And of course, 1 or 2 nights is simply not long enough. Think about jet lag. Our body clocks don't just change overnight, and neither does your baby's. I would be giving it a good 5 to 7 nights before deciding whether the later bedtime is working or not. So how can we shift bedtime later by an hour or 2 without leaving our babies completely exhausted? So firstly, you could explore longer stretches of awake time between naps, so gently pushing these naps further apart. Or you could simply add in an extra nap in the early evening, even if it's just a short power nap, so that we're not left with a stretch of awake time that's dramatically longer than all the others. So in summary, stay curious, experiment, give it time, and lastly, let go of the expectation that your baby should be sleeping 12 hours overnight. Most babies genuinely don't, and we do not need to fix something that's not broken. Let's work with the sleep needs they already have rather than the sleep needs you've been told that they should have. If you've got questions about your child's early waking, why not drop them in the comments below? And if this video has been useful or reassuring to you, give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to hear more attachment-focused ideas for your little one's sleep.